Lytudiep. Hello dear friends. Do you believe that with God's love, everything will be resolved? Diep and Jame have spent many years together. But today they officially walked down the aisle. With wedding rings on their hands, their new future was shaped. Despite Jame's father's objection and different fates, today let's witness their wedding. That morning, the first sunlight slipped gently through the window, laying a golden sheen over Diep's pure white wedding dress. She stood quietly before the mirror, her fingers trembling as they brushed against the small ring on the dressing table. Its reflection shimmered softly, and her heart filled with a swirl of emotions: joy, nervousness, and deep gratitude. Today was the day she and James would finally become husband and wife. After years of trials, tears, and countless moments of waiting. Outside, James was laughing with his friends, yet his eyes couldn't stop drifting toward the room where Diep was getting ready. He could hardly believe that after all the storms, the arguments with his father, the misunderstandings, and the failed proposals, they were truly here, on the edge of forever. Inside him was a calm, almost fragile happiness, the kind that only comes after one has fought long enough to deserve it. He remembered the long days they spent together, late nights discussing contracts and timber shipments, reviewing employee pay raises, even planning a short company trip to reward the workers. In between the numbers and business plans, there were always gentle glances, quiet reassurances, and shared laughter that made the work feel light. To James, Diep wasn't just a partner in business, she was the one he wanted to walk beside for the rest of his life. His father, however, hadn't always felt the same. A stern, disciplined man who valued reason above all. He had opposed their relationship from the beginning, the moment he heard that James and Diep had adopted a little girl. His disapproval deepened. He couldn't accept the uncertainty. Who was the child's real parent? Why would they take on such responsibility? To him, love should follow logic. But James and Diep never argued back. Instead, they chose to prove themselves through quiet persistence. One afternoon, Diep brought the little girl to meet James's father. The moment the old man saw the child's clear eyes and bright smile, something softened within him. He said nothing, just looked. For a long time, maybe in that silence, he finally understood that this was not a rash decision but an act of love and devotion. James also remembered the third time he asked Diep to marry him. He had taken her to a small hill overlooking the village below. The setting sun painted everything gold, and the air smelled of pine and wind. "Do you see that?" he said softly. "This place looks like a fairy tale, and I want you to help me write the rest of it." Then, he opened his palm to reveal a pair of rings glinting in the light. "This time, I'm not asking you to marry me." He smiled gently, "because I already know your answer." Diep's eyes filled with tears. She was no longer trembling like before, no longer afraid of what might go wrong. She slipped the ring onto his finger, her hands shaking with joy. The cool metal touched his skin, and he felt an invisible thread binding them together. Heart to heart. "James," she whispered, "I'm truly ready. No matter how long it takes. My answer will always be yes." She smiled, and the world seemed to brighten around them. Now, on their wedding day, sunlight streamed through the hall, casting soft reflections on the floor. James's father walked slowly into the ceremony. He looked at his son standing tall in his white suit in a deep, elegant, radiant, her eyes shining with quiet strength. The man approached, placed a hand on James's shoulder, and said in a low, trembling voice, "Son, I wish you both happiness." At that moment, every wall between them crumbled. Years of harsh words, fear, and misunderstanding dissolved into something simple: acceptance. James's mother stood nearby, eyes glistening with tears, her smile gentle and proud. James turned to Diep, took her hand, and whispered, "We finally didn't miss our chance." Diep smiled through her tears, her eyes glowing with peace and love. Around them, applause broke out, laughter mixed with music, and the afternoon light shimmered through the glass ceiling like a quiet blessing. In that moment, everyone understood that love isn't about finding someone perfect, it's about walking through imperfection together and still choosing to stay. As James and Diep exchanged vows, it wasn't just a wedding, it was the ending and the beginning of a long, beautiful journey, a story where reason and heart finally found balance, where every hardship had only deepened their bond, and where love, at last, became something eternal.
viên chẳng hạn kéo lông đến cả cái lỗ lông cái gì cái lỗ thế này nó mình xe nó mìnhจะhạ cái lông chứ lông hạ lông tét rồi mình sẽ ra tắm mà cái lỗ bạc luôn chứ
Sen lắm.